statement to make right now, and still 500 million people in this country are still poor, fighting for their survival. But still it is important that without bringing a certain spiritual dimension, if we… In Tamil Nadu, I may be a little off with the figures maybe, but on this Diwali day, it seems, the last Diwali day, some 36 crores worth of alcohol town for Telugu, because it is an export-oriented town, Pujari export town, and they earn at least 3 times more than 24 crores worth of alcohol in a single day, about 7 lakh people. So and we know this, that 42% of Tamil Nadu is turning into diabetics. They are either in early stage of diabetes or many of that. Along with economic well-being, a spiritual dimension also flourishes in the society. When we say a spiritual dimension, this is a time where, at a certain time in history, where maximum amount of intellectual activities happen. There was a time in one village only one person was thinkers from him. But a time has come when every individual is becoming capable of thinking for himself. Ask for well-being, you pointing upward is not going to work. Your well-being is… Incredible amount of cruelty has been imparted on each other because people are looking up. Now people have started looking out for their well-being. Now, in pursuit of human well-being, we are ripping the planet apart. Just the result of pursuit of human well-being. 100 years ago, we are the most comfortable generation ever. But can we claim that we are the most joyful generation ever, peaceful generation ever? Do we know really well-being? This is because with economic well-being, we can create comfort and convenience, but we cannot create well-being. It has to happen. A human being has to flower into his fullest possibility. This land, this culture, this nation, always been dedicated to this, always been conscious about it, always recognized this as one country, and even people within the country generally thought we are one nation, though there were many nations inside. What is it that makes us a nation? Of sameness. Here if you travel 50 kilometers, people look different, dress different, eat different, but still what is it that kept us as one nation? It is the fundamental thing that every other nation or every other people on the planet had a common belief to bind them. Here, we have never had a common belief. First of all, we are not believers. We have been a land of seekers, seekers of truth and seekers of freedom and liberation. The highest goal in this country has not been God. The highest goal in this country has always been mukti or freedom or liberation. So because this is a land of seekers, it has been cohesive. Genuine seeking happens only when an individual realizes that you really do not know the nature of life. Because of this realization that I do not know, seeking begins. So we always call this Bharat or Bharatvarsh. This Bharat, this name does not come from the Emperor Bharata, though he was an epitome of democratic process, because though he had 5 sons, he chose to appoint Sukha, a sage son, who as the king. People said, this is madness. This boy has grown up in the forest, he knows nothing about politics, he knows nothing about administration, he knows nothing about being a king. How can he be a king? Your 5 sons are waiting. Bharata said, when I look into his eyes, I see equanimity. The people of this land deserve an enlightened king or an enlightened leadership, and that is the way I'm going to choose, and he chose Sukha to be his next in line rather than his own children. It is much later we got the Dhritarashtra syndrome. When I say sensation, you know that you're alive, You know that you're here, you have some experience of anything around you only because it becomes one type of sensation, what you hear becomes another type of sensation, what you smell, taste and touch becomes another kind of sensation. This is the reason why they call sensory perceptions, because what sense of the creation has already set it. It's for us to find an appropriate tala so that we can ride this. Now once this science and this culture established itself, we call this Samskriti. The word Samskriti is today being used as synonymous with culture, but what Samskriti means, I always see, if I tell people, be intense, they will become tense. No so-called modern amenities and luxuries, but life is full. Fundamental requirement of nourishing the body, that alone must happen. Rest is all, largely destructive. Make it a household thing, so that it is not like a teaching, it is not like a philosophy, it is not an ideology or a religion, but a way of living. To make this, huge efforts were made to take it to every human being. Then after some time, this became known as the Hindu culture. It's very important to understand this. The word Hindu comes from this, that the land that lies between Himalayas and the Hindu Sagar is Hindu. If you are born in this land, you are a Hindu. Whether you are a man, you are a tree, you are an earthworm, it doesn't matter. You are still a Hindu. It's like saying an elephant is born in Africa, you say it's an African elephant. If a lion is born in Africa, we say it's an African lion. So it's a Hindu earthworm, because this is a geographical identity, pure life of peacefulness. So things evolve. Mathematics, astronomy, music, spirituality, all these things found the highest expression because there was no worry about survival. The land was rich, the rivers around you, everything was fine. So people directed their energies inward, wanting to know the nature of our existence, which is natural for a human being, once survival concerns are taken off. So when a culture lived for 6,000 to 8,000 years without concerns of survival, naturally this culture evolved inward. One thing we did was, we did not take care of our military forces because we thought Himalayas and Indian Ocean is going to take care of us. That is why in great gratitude we called ourselves Hindus, because Himalayas and Indian Ocean are the basis of our well-being. So in gratitude we named ourselves Hindu, because these two geographical features made our life, made us who we are. Without them we would not be who we are. So this is an expression, the word Hindu is a tremendous expression of gratitude to the mountain and the ocean between which we flourished. So this culture evolved and grew, and this is not a culture, this is the only culture where there is a conscious and need. Most of the cultures evolved because geographic conditions or survival conditions, they developed certain traditions and whatever. But here the only goal was always whether you educate yourself, that's what you do. You do your business, that's what you see. You do your politics, that's what you do. You raise your family, that's what you do.
नहीं तो अभी जो आज जो रिसीव की गाड़ी वो नहीं क्या दूसरी लाइन की करना है सर? सर्वाधिक काम तो आप ही कर हमारा हमारा तो एक घंटे वो शाम को जा रहा है बस बाकी तो आज
Then how to decide upon?
See, if you go to the railway station or if you go to the airport, which counter to go to check in, wherever there is less queue. That's what the context of life. People may be living in palace, kings have been miserable and committed suicide many times. Poorest people have lived joyfully. Because it's the context of life, it's not the content of life. What should be the context of my life? All right, but how to get there is the question. Modern times, we know how to do everything in the world, but we don't know how to do this. But your experience of life here on this planet is determined by how you are right now within yourself. The clothes that you wear, the car that you parked outside, the home that you live in, what kind it is does not determine the quality of your life. This moment, how joyful you are, how blissful you are, is the quality of your life, isn't it so? But this attention is not there because we think by fixing the world, everything will be okay. Well, in India we still need to fix a lot of things, that's different. But Western world, they fix…
There cannot be any question after this enlightened speech of yours. It's only an humble request to give your view on my humble submission. Though I have been honored with the MP government to give me an opportunity tomorrow to be a speaker. Okay. There cannot be any question after this entire enlightened
I got that
speech.
much. The volume, if you can put it up.
But I wanted to have your view. I am honored with the government of MP to give me an opportunity tomorrow to speak on the optimization of world peace through spiritual, innovative and demographic education. I have developed some mathematical equations. We talked about Coriolis force. We gave a very good example of near equator, the Coriolis force work which acts like that. So that's why I got liberty to ask your opinion that I have put an humble effort to develop a mathematical equation that peace is inversely proportional to entropy. Peace is inversely proportional to entropy. If you want to establish peace in this world, you have to reduce the disorderliness in any of the sector. Moment you reduce entropy, mathematics is something different, but the physical interpretation of entropy happens to be disorderliness. In any sphere of life, if you reduce disorderliness, there will be a peace. More in peace. I want your scientific view, or the spiritual view on this, whether this theory holds good or not, because I am going NASA day after tomorrow, being a visiting scientist there. I put this problem to MIT, Massachusetts Institute of Technology, and those scientists have given me encouragement. Mathematically, yes, this should be possible. Now you are a spiritual guru, you have got tremendous knowledge. I want to know your view, how it can be proved on basis of spirituality that this should hold good. Because this is we are trying to find out the formulae, how to establish world peace. How can we do it? So this is what I want to do.
They have no vehicles. The sub-inspector has his own private Hero Honda. The others have bicycles. If you say a murder has happened, they will ask, should I really come? Anyway, the man is dead. Bring him here. I'm saying there's really no law enforcement. And people…
Financially, family and children are getting established. So one question is that what should be the aim of my life for further living or for further life? Because should I continue the same life as earning and more earning and all earning?
I got the question.
Yeah, thank you.
Now, we have to survive. Survival is not the goal of life, it's the means of life. We have to find some means so that every day we don't have to battle for our food and our shelter. Some things are settled so that we can focus on…
All of you and the people of Madhya Pradesh to participate and support this event, because this is not a…
Like
प्रस्थान कर रही है। और आप सबके लिए जरूरी सूचना, आदरणीय श्री अतुल कुलकर्णी जी 30 मिनट के चाय के अंतराल के बाद इसी कक्ष में, इसी सभागार में आपसे रूबरू होंगे और कल के सत्रों को लेकर और इस पूरे परिसंवाद के प्रकल्प को लेकर आपसे बातचीत करेंगे। आप सबसे हमारा निवेदन है, कृपया चाय ग्रहण करने के बाद पुनः इसी सभागार में आने की कोशिश करें। खासतौर पर आमंत्रित वक्ता प्रतिनिधि विभिन्न राज्यों से आप सब पुनः चाय ग्रहण करने के बाद इस सभागार में उपस्थित होंगे।
क्या हाल है भाई? बढ़िया बढ़िया है। बस पर एक चीज वाह भाषा जी कैसे? नमस्कार सर को प्रणाम करता हूँ। गणेश क्या हाल है? गणेश बस आऊँगा। सर गणेश जल्दी करो। आप कैसे हैं? से ऊपर है, आपने बताना और हम लोग को सुनाया। लगता है कि वापस व्यक्ति और सवाल ऐसी क्वालिटी गैदरिंग देखते हैं और युवा गैदरिंग देखते हैं और उधर से इतना बड़े आयोजन में हम लोग रजिस्टर दे जाएंगे मिली ठीक है। sir.
It is taking the form of a human being. It has the necessary memory and intelligence. Only if you treat it well, it tends to behave well. If you treat it badly, it tends to behave badly. So there's a whole science culturally established in this country as to how to treat the water that you drink. So these aspects have been largely lost because we are becoming a very economy-driven cultures. Economics is only about our survival, about procurement of this and that, what we need. Economics is not the guide point of our lives. Today, unfortunately, wherever you go, all the conversation is around economics.